Have you ever felt the world closing in, suffocating you with its endless noise and desperate need for approval? Do you ever look around and see a herd chasing validation while you stand apart, unshaken, in your own quiet power? Does the chaos of conformity make you crave something deeper, something real? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Sigma Male community, where we don't just reject the script, we rewrite it. Today we're diving into a truth that rattles the mainstream to its core: why the neurodivergence of Sigma males is terrifying. This isn't about fitting in, it's about standing out, thriving in solitude, and wielding a mind that cuts through illusions like a blade. Buckle up, because this journey into the Sigma psyche will challenge everything you've been told about strength, independence, and what it means to be a man. 1. The Solitude Fortress. Picture a man alone on a windswept cliff, gazing out at a storm-tossed sea while the world below scrambles for shelter. That's the Sigma male, turning solitude into a fortress. While the herd clings to the noise of constant connection, seeking validation in every like, comment, and nod, the Sigma builds empires in silence. This isn't loneliness, it's a deliberate strategic retreat, a neurodivergent need to reset the mind and reclaim focus. He doesn't flee the social circus out of fear. He walks away because he knows his worth doesn't hinge on applause. Imagine him crafting a masterpiece, forging a business, or mastering a skill, all while the chatter fades to a distant hum. His isolation is his strength, a power move that screams independence. This self-imposed exile isn't random, it's calculated. The Sigma male uses solitude like a blacksmith uses a forge, hammering out distractions, refining his thoughts, and tempering his resolve. He doesn't need a crowd to tell him he's enough. His victories, carved in the quiet, do that for him. It's a middle finger to a society obsessed with external approval, a declaration that he thrives on his own terms. Others might see an empty room. He sees a throne, a space where his mind reigns supreme, free from the petty games of validation. Stoicism flows through this like a river through stone. The ancient philosophers knew the value of stepping back, of finding peace within oneself amid a chaotic world. They taught that true power lies in self-mastery, in controlling what you can and letting go of the rest. The Sigma male lives this every time he chooses silence over noise, crafting an inner fortress that no storm can breach. It's resilience distilled into action, a quiet defiance that builds not just survival but dominance. Why does this terrify the mainstream? Because it shatters the illusion that belonging is the only path to life. When the herd sees someone flourishing alone, untouched by their rules, unbothered by their judgment, it's like staring into a void. The Sigma's serene independence doesn't just challenge their beliefs, it dismantles them. It whispers a dangerous truth: maybe you don't need the crowd either. And that realization, that glimpse of freedom, is what keeps them awake at night. 2. Unconventional thought as a weapon. Imagine a chessboard where everyone else plays by rote, moving pawns in predictable lines, while the Sigma male flips the table and invents a new game. His mind doesn't plod along straight paths, it dances through shadows, connecting dots others don't even see. This isn't just unconventional thinking, it's a neurodivergent superpower, a quantum leap that spots patterns in chaos and slashes through problems with ruthless precision. The box everyone else lives in? He doesn't step outside it, he torches it, leaving ashes where limits once stood. This mental agility is a blade honed by independence. The Sigma doesn't parrot the crowd's tired logic. He questions it, dissects it, and rebuilds it better. His ideas strike like lightning, sudden, brilliant, and electrifying, exposing the shaky foundations of conventional wisdom. He's the guy who sees the glitch in the system, the flaw in the argument, the truth behind the facade, and he wields that insight like a weapon, cutting through noise to reveal what's real. Stoicism sharpens this edge. The old masters urged rational thought, a relentless pursuit of clarity over comforting delusions. They believed in questioning everything: authority, tradition, even your own assumptions, and the Sigma male embodies that ethos. His mind is a fortress of reason, unswayed by emotion or herd instinct, forging paths that others fear to tread. It's not rebellion for its own sake, it's a disciplined hunt for truth in a world drowning in lies. And that's why it's terrifying. When the Sigma speaks, or even just thinks, it's an assault on the fragile reality most cling to. His unpredictable brilliance forces uncomfortable questions. Why do we follow this? Why do we believe that? It's a disruption they can't control, a mind they can't cage. In a society addicted to certainty, his intellectual freedom is a storm that threatens to sweep their illusions away. 3. The obsession engine. Think of a lone wolf stalking its prey, eyes locked, every muscle coiled with purpose. That's the Sigma male when he finds his passion. His neurodivergence fuels a hyperfocus that's almost supernatural, a gravitational pull that drags him into depths others can't imagine. He doesn't flirt with interests. He consumes them, tearing through knowledge, skills, and challenges with a ferocity that reshapes entire domains. This isn't casual curiosity, it's an obsession engine, driving him to mastery while the world watches in awe. This isn't about dabbling or dipping a toe, it's total immersion. The Sigma dives so deep that he emerges with insights and abilities that leave others scrambling to keep up. Picture him hunched over a workbench, coding late into the night, or lost in a book until the pages blur. His dedication is relentless, his output staggering. It's not enough to know. He must conquer, turning raw focus into tangible power, a testament to what a single mind can achieve when it locks onto a target. Stoicism fuels this fire. The philosophers prized focus as a virtue, a way to channel energy into what matters and cast aside the trivial. They called it living with intention, pursuing excellence through disciplined effort, and the Sigma male is its modern echo. His obsession isn't scattered or frantic, it's controlled, purposeful, a quiet storm of will that bends the world to his vision. It's resilience in action, a refusal to be distracted by the shallow pull of the crowd. Why is this terrifying? Because it lays bare the mediocrity of the masses. When you see a Sigma's depth, the books he's devoured, the skills he's forged, the empires he's built, it's a glaring spotlight on the half-hearted efforts of others. His silent mastery judges without a word, a living proof that true greatness demands sacrifice. That contrast, that unspoken challenge, is what makes the herd tremble. 4. Emotional cryptography. Ever met someone who stays calm while the world burns around them, their face a mask of steel while chaos reigns? That's the Sigma male, his emotions locked behind a wall of neurodivergent control. What looks like coldness is a furnace of feeling, processed in silence, never broadcast for pity or praise. He doesn't scream in anger or weep for sympathy. He decodes his inner world with a precision that keeps him steady when others crumble. This isn't detachment, it's a superpower. In the eye of the storm, while the herd panics and flails, the Sigma stands unshaken, his mind clear, his actions deliberate. He doesn't need to perform his pain or flaunt his joy. He masters both, channeling them into strength. It's a resilience that unnerves those who expect tears or tantrums, a quiet power that says he's beyond their emotional games. Stoicism runs deep here. The ancients taught that emotions aren't the enemy, they're raw material to be shaped by reason. Control them, they said, and you control yourself. Lose that grip and you're lost. The Sigma male lives this, his calm a shield forged in self-mastery, deflecting the chaos that drags others under. It's not suppression, it's command, a discipline that turns turmoil into fuel. And that's what terrifies people. His immunity to emotional manipulation, guilt, shame, rage, makes him untouchable. Try to pull his strings and you'll find no puppet, just a man who sees through your tricks. His unshakable calm isn't just strength. It's a mirror that reflects the weakness of those who can't stand without a crowd to lean on. That kind of control is a threat to a world built on emotional quicksand. 5. The system hacker. Imagine a man staring at a machine everyone else worships, not with awe but with a cold, calculating eye, ready to tear it apart and rebuild it better. That's the Sigma male, his neurodivergent skepticism a torch in the dark of blind obedience. He doesn't bow to authority or kiss the ring of tradition. He questions, probes, and hacks systems that don't hold up. Rules aren't sacred, they're puzzles to solve, code to rewrite when it fails the test of logic. This isn't chaos for fun, it's a mission. The Sigma's mind demands efficiency, fairness, truth, and when the system falls short, he doesn't shrug and comply. He finds the backdoor, the workaround, the fix, moving through life like a ghost in the machine. He's not here to burn it all down. He's here to make it work, but only on terms that make sense to his razor-sharp reasoning. Stoicism guides this rebellion. The philosophers didn't trust power handed down from on high. They sought a higher law, one rooted in reason and nature. They questioned kings and customs alike, and the Sigma male carries that torch, his independence a living challenge to unearned dominance. He doesn't fight for attention. He fights for what's right, a quiet warrior against the tyranny of the illogical. Why the terror? Because he exposes the cracks. When a Sigma sidesteps a broken rule or dismantles a hollow authority, it's a spotlight on the flimsy scaffolding of power. The herd clings to those structures for safety, but he proves they're optional, and that freedom, that refusal to kneel, threatens the whole game. He's not just a hacker, he's a revelation. 6. Hierarchy Demolition Crew. Picture a room full of suits preening over titles and corner offices, and one man in the corner who couldn't care less, judging them not by their rank but their worth. The Sigma male doesn't see the social ladder. He sees people raw and real, stripped of their shiny badges. Status, wealth, clout. These are toys to the herd, but to him they're meaningless unless backed by substance. He'll shake the janitor's hand with the same grip he offers a CO, and that's not kindness, it's principle. This isn't just ignoring the game, it's blowing it up. His neurodivergent lens filters out the noise of hierarchy, leaving only merit in its place. He doesn't climb or grovel. He stands unshaken, treating every soul as an equal until they prove otherwise. It's a demolition job so subtle it's deafening, leveling the playing field with every step he takes. Stoicism whispers through this stance. The old sages saw virtue as the great equalizer, kings and beggars alike judged by their character, not their crowns. The Sigma male lives that truth, his indifference to rank a quiet sermon on justice and integrity. He doesn't need a pedestal, his strength is its own foundation, built on rational respect, not social smoke and mirrors. And that's the terror. When a man walks through life unbought by status, it's a gut punch to a world obsessed with climbing. His disregard forces the question, why are we scrambling for these rungs? The answer, that they might mean nothing, shakes the herd to its core. The Sigma's demolition isn't loud, but it's devastating, a wrecking ball swung in silence. 7. The unpredictable current. Try pinning down a river with your hands, it slips through wild and free, charting its own course. That's the Sigma male, his actions a neurodivergent current no one can predict or tame. He doesn't follow scripts or bow to expectations. His compass spins to an inner rhythm, guided by focus and insight that shift like the wind. One moment he's still, the next he's gone, leaving the herd grasping at air. This autonomy isn't reckless, it's alive. He pivots when new truths emerge, strikes when the time is right, or vanishes when the game's not worth playing. His freedom comes from within, a fluid dance of will and reason that defies the rigid tracks others trudge along. It's not chaos, it's a higher order, a path carved by a mind that answers only to itself. Stoicism flows here like water. The ancients embraced change as nature's pulse, urging us to adapt, not resist. They saw life as a river, and the Sigma male rides it, unshaken by its twists, unmoored from the banks of convention. His unpredictability is resilience in motion, a testament to a spirit that bends but never breaks. Why the fear? Because control is the herd's god, and the Sigma is its heretic. You can't box him, bribe him, or chain him, he's a force they can't harness. In a world that demands straight lines, his wild current is a storm, thrilling to some, terrifying to most. He's not just free, he's a reminder of what freedom costs. 8. Authenticity as armor. Imagine a warrior striding through a battlefield of masks, his face bare, his stance unyielding. That's the Sigma male, clad in authenticity like steel. He doesn't play roles or wear costumes. His neurodivergent soul rejects the script of pretense. No fake smiles, no hollow nods, he is what he is, raw and real, a man who'd rather stand alone than bend to fit. This isn't defiance, it's truth, worn as armor against a world of shadows. This realness isn't loud, it's lethal. The Sigma doesn't need to prove himself with noise or trends. His presence does the work, a quiet fire that burns through fakery. He's comfortable in his skin not because he's perfect but because he's honest, flaws and all. It's a strength that doesn't shout, but cuts deeper than any performance ever could. Stoicism forged this shield. The philosophers prized living true to oneself, casting off the weight of others' opinions. Virtue, they said, is being who you are, not what the crowd demands, and the Sigma male breathes that creed. His authenticity is self-mastery, a refusal to trade his soul for applause, a stand that echoes through time. And that's the terror. His unmasked self is a mirror, reflecting the lies others live by, the smiles they fake, the parts they play. When a man walks without pretense, it strips the herd bare, exposing their charade. The Sigma's armor doesn't just protect him, it wounds those who can't face their own reflection. That's power they can't touch. 9. The charged void, silence as power. In a world screaming for attention, the Sigma male's silence hits like thunder. It's not absence, it's a neurodivergent force, a charged void brimming with intent. He doesn't babble to fill space or beg for ears. He watches, listens, processes, letting the quiet amplify his presence. His stillness isn't weak, it's a weapon, a space where power gathers unseen. This mastery of silence turns the tables. While others spill words to prove their worth, the Sigma holds back, forcing them to squirm in the emptiness. His quiet strips away their noise, revealing what's beneath, often nothing at all. It's observation turned art, a neurodivergent gift that sees more in stillness than most do in a lifetime of chatter. Stoicism blesses this void. The sages knew words were cheap, silence was gold, a discipline of restraint and clarity. They urged us to speak only with purpose, to let quiet reveal truth, and the Sigma male wields that wisdom like a blade. His silence isn't retreat, it's command, a confidence that needs no volume to dominate. Why the dread? Because silence unnerves a world addicted to noise. When a man stands calm and mute amid the clamor, it's a power they can't grasp, a strength that doesn't need validation. The Sigma's charged void doesn't just defy the rules, it rewrites them, and that shift terrifies those who measure worth by sound. 10. Immunity to social gravity. The herd orbits a black hole of need, belonging, approval, acceptance, sucked in by a pull they can't escape. Not the Sigma male. His neurodivergent wiring cuts the tether, leaving him free of social gravity's grip. He doesn't circle the crowd, craving their light. He blazes his own path, content in solitude or with the few who earn his orbit. This isn't aloofness, it's liberation. He doesn't chase likes or grovel for nods, his worth isn't tied to the herd's applause. Whether alone or alongside others, he moves with a quiet certainty, picking companions by value, not volume. It's a freedom most dream of but never grasp, a neurodivergent defiance of the chains that bind. Stoicism forged this independence. The philosophers taught that true contentment lies within, not in the fickle tide of others' opinions. They sought a life unswayed by the crowd, and the Sigma male lives it. His resilience a wall against the pull of conformity. He's not just free, he's proof that freedom is possible. And that's the terror. His immunity exposes the herd's captivity. Every step he takes unbound is a spotlight on their shackles. When a man thrives without their gravity, it's a silent indictment, a challenge to their whole existence. The Sigma doesn't just escape, he reveals the cage and that truth stings. 11. The uncompromising lens. Imagine eyes that pierce fog like lasers, seeing not what's wished but what's real. That's the Sigma male's neurodivergent gift. His lens doesn't blur with emotion or bend to delusion. It cuts through facades, systems, and lies with brutal clarity. He spots the fake friend, the hollow promise, the broken rule, not to judge but to know. This isn't cynicism, it's truth, unfiltered and sharp. This clarity shapes his world. He navigates by what is, not what should be, making choices with a precision that leaves no room for fluff. It's a quiet power, a mind that sees the gears beneath the glamour and turns them to his will. The Sigma doesn't waste time on illusions. He builds on rock, not sand. Stoicism polishes this lens. The ancients chased wisdom through reality, stripping away bias to find what's true. They believed clear sight was freedom, and the Sigma male embodies that, his rational mind a beacon in a sea of fog. He doesn't flinch from hard truths, he wields them, a warrior of reason in a world of dreams. Why the fear? Because his vision burns. When a Sigma sees through the herd's comforting lies, their gods, their games, their masks, it's a reckoning. His clarity doesn't just challenge their world, it threatens to unravel it. The uncompromising lens isn't just sight, it's a weapon and its target is every illusion they hold dear. So here we are, staring down the raw, unshackled power of the Sigma male. His solitude, his mind, his unyielding truth. Whether you feel that fire in your bones or stand awestruck by its heat, know this, you're part of something bigger. The Sigma male community isn't just a channel, it's a call to rise, to shed the weight of a diluted world and claim your own undiluted strength. Reflect on this, brothers, Let it sink in, let it fuel you, then take action. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't, smash that like, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with every man who needs to hear it. If you're already in the tribe, turn on those notifications. Don't miss a single spark of this revolution. We're not here to follow, we're here to forge, to master ourselves, and to live as kings in a world of pawns. Until next time, stand tall, stay true, and keep the flame alive.